Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. We're talking about beauty, sharing, and sharing about all tips and tricks about things beautiful, cosmetics. In particular, we'll be doing a series on Lipsense and the Senegence brand. So, recently I became a distributor, but we will be talking about the good things, bad things about Lipsense, some tips and tricks that I've come up with or that I've found online and that's been working well for me. So stay tuned and keep watching. Here we go. And today we will be talking about Lipsense removers. So a lot of people, they choose not to buy the Oops remover. They can't afford it, or they can't afford the Oops remover, they choose not to use it. Maybe they ran out or they lost it. So no worries. Let's go through some different kind of makeup removers that have been rumored to be used on the internet, and we'll check out the different kind of removers, the effectiveness of the Lipsense remover in comparison, and we'll go through about the proper techniques to be removing your Lipsense, and we'll do a removal comparison of makeup removers side by side so we can see what the differences are and what our overall thoughts of different removers are for Lipsense. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, so we'll be talking about some oil-based makeup removers, some oil-free makeup removers. We'll be looking at Witch Hazel and toner for your face. Coconut oil is a popular one. Glycerin Soap is another thing that's going around on the internet about taking off Lipsense. Of course, we'll look at the Oops remover, and we'll be doing the Norwex cloth, or the physical cloth removers as well. So first we have the Oops lip remover from Lipsense. It's good for doing touch-ups, but also for removal. So all you do is apply a thin coat and let it sit for about 30 seconds to a minute before trying to remove. And I'm taking a cotton pad to rub it off, so that's the first layer. It does come off in layers as well. And then I applied a second layer. Now if you notice your second layer, it grabs some color on the wand, so all you need to do to keep your wand and your formula clean is just wipe it on the cotton pad to remove the color and keep that wand clean when you put it back into the container. So we'll repeat that layer, or repeat removal. And I am giving it just a gentle rub to help spread around the remover as well. The good thing about it is that it is moisturizing when you do apply it. So that's a nice thing about having the Oops remover too. So the good thing about it is that there is more the color that comes off when you do that second round. So just do that third layer. So again, like putting it on in 3 layers, taking off in 3 layers as well. I am time-lapsing these videos, so in between I am waiting about 30 seconds to a minute for each layer, but it does come off completely when you use the Oops remover. So the next remover we're using is the Nivea Moisturizing Toner. So that's the toner for the skin. It is alcohol free. So I tried to remove it initially with just a few swipes without letting it sit or soak in. You do have to let it soak in for about 30 seconds to a minute. So again, this is for all of the removers. Let it soak in for about 30 seconds to a minute before trying to remove. And it does come off again in layers, just as the Oops remover had done as well. So that was the first layer, and then I did apply a second layer as well, where I let it soak in for another 30 seconds before I started wiping off again. So it does remove. Probably not as effective as the Oops remover was. The next one is Bioderma, which is the Micellar water. So what it is a makeup remover that is made out of water that will encapsulate the color and then remove it that way. So for the makeup remover again, following the steps of letting it soak in for about 30 seconds, and then starting to remove after that. So I let it soak in once already, and then I just started doing some swipes. I did find it that I did have to do a few more swipes, but I didn't let it do 2 or 3 layers to remove it. It is one of the ways that I use to remove this makeup as well. And it did a pretty good job, as you can see, compared to the 3 so far. We have Witch Hazel, which is a type of cleanser. It can be used as a toner, but it also contains alcohol as well. So I believe it's about an 80% witch hazel to 20% alcohol. Now, I did let it sit in as well prior to removing. And the one thing I found about this remover or this form of product is that because of the alcohol content, I found that it does melt in, remelt the color, which makes it a little bit more difficult to remove, and it peels, well, not peels, but it bunches together as it is a little bit sticky. So I think the reason is because Lipsense, the lip color technology product, is made of mostly alcohol or cosmetic grade alcohol. So when you apply an alcohol to remove it, it works, but at the same time it's like it's remelting it. So I did find it to bunch up, but it did still remove the product as well, as you can see in the clip here. The one thing I do have to say about using witch hazel or the toners or the micellar water was that it wasn't as moisturizing as the Oops Remover, because the Oops Remover does contain moisturizers in it as well. So it's not just the gloss, but also in the moisture, or also in the remover, that there's constant moisturization happening. But with the 3 that I've just used, it does take a little bit more elbow grease, I guess you could say, but I mean, it does come off. I'm not rubbing very hard, because I know when you have lips, you don't want to scrub them super hard, or it'll irritate them or irritate the skin on your face. But I did also notice that the products there that aren't the Oops Remover are a little bit more drying to the skin too. So next up we have coconut oil. So this one is supposed to be more moisturizing. It is a natural ingredient. It is the liquid form of coconut oil. So I just applied it neat to the skin and let it sit in. The one problem I found with the coconut oil, with the way it is that it is a lot more messy. It got all over the place. It is moisturizing though, I can't deny that. So that's just one thing. If you're going to do your remover, probably just do it over the sink or somewhere else so it doesn't get all over your counters or your floors, because it does tend to get a little messy. As you can see, I got a lot of it on my fingers just from applying it neat. They also rubbed it into the skin just to make sure that it absorbed and got more product rubbed into the Lipsense so that it binds together and would help remove it better. And then again, just letting it soak into the skin, and I waited for about 30 seconds to a minute again, just by letting it sit or by rubbing it in to let it absorb the product and hopefully help to remove it and moisturize the skin at the same time. Okay, so I got tired of showing the video through, or it'd be a long time to watch or wait, so I just did a little time lapse here, so you can initially see that not a lot of the lip color came off upon the initial application. So I did take some more coconut oil and layer it on and rub it in again, just to help take it off. And it is still effective to remove your makeup as well. It does
takes some time to remove. It's not as fast as the oops remover, but it still can help remove the makeup as well. So as you can see, after 2 applications and letting it sit and rubbing it in, it does leave my skin a little bit greasy on the, or I guess you could say on the moisturized side if I had put it on my lips, but it does take some effort to remove it as well. But coconut oil does work, probably not as quick as the other removers that we just tried are, but it does take off the product as well. The other thing I noticed is that there was just some stubborn spots that wouldn't remove, so I had to focus more effort on taking it off, but in the end it did all come off, and as you can see it did leave a little bit of a stain, but most of the color was removed. The next one we were going to try is the Glycerin Soap. So with the soap, all I did was rub a little bit of it onto a wet face cloth. It wasn't hot water or anything, just a wet face cloth with tap water. And I just started rubbing gently on it, and it did start coming off right away without me having to wait 30 seconds to a minute to let it soak in. So I did this in real time, and it just started coming off with just some gentle rubbing motions. Don't have to rub too hard. Again, it is a soap and it is a little bit more drying, so use a lip balm or moisturizer after using the product. So it was quite effective, as much as the other removers were with less time. The next remover we have is the Neutrogena Remover Cleansing Wipes. So this makeup remover is good for removing waterproof makeup. The only thing about the makeup remover with this formulation is that people with sensitive skin have complained about it burning their skin or having a tingling feeling or some kind of reaction to it. So if you do have sensitive skin, I wouldn't recommend this product, but if you don't have any sensitivities, it is a pretty quick remover for Lipsense. I actually use it to remove all my face makeup and my Lipsense as well, so saves me on using makeup removers, and I don't have to let the product soak in for it to remove the Lipsense, which is nice as well. So the only other thing about this remover is that it does leave a kind of residue feeling, so I always double cleanse when I use this kind of makeup remover wipe. But if you look at the comparison, it does remove quickly, and it is almost just as effective as the other removers are as well. On a little side note there, it looks like I have a little spot there which I tried to remove, but actually what it was is that I have a dry patch of skin there, so it wasn't the product not working effectively, it was just my skin having a dry patch that looked like it had some extra color left on there, but it was more like my little dry patch got red from using the remover. Next up we have the Norwex makeup removing cloth, which is like a suede-like feeling. It is specifically made to remove waterproof makeup and any makeup with just water. So I did apply some cold tap water to the cloth to saturate it, and then just tried to remove it. So the only other thing with it is just because it's water and a cloth as the physical remover, it probably wasn't as effective as the chemical removers are, but still gentle to the skin. I still would recommend moisturizing after using the remover as well. Here are the results. So the first one was the Oops remover. The second was the alcohol-free toner. Third one was the Micellar water. And the fourth one was the witch hazel. The fifth one was the coconut oil. And the sixth one was the glycerin soap. So those were all the chemical removers. The makeup removing wipe was a chemical and a physical remover. And then the makeup removing cloth was just the physical remover.
And there you have it. Those are the removers that we've tried out today. Let me know what your thoughts are below of what you thought about this demonstration. If you wanted to see more, please like and share this video. Until then, thanks again for beauty sharing with me today, and we'll hope to see you guys next time. Bye!